Hey everybody, it's Jeffrey Gurian, and I'm bringing you something brand new. We're bringing you a live version of my column in the Interrobang called Jumping Around with Jeffrey Gurian, and we're going to review what's going on in comedy this past week. I'll be bringing it to you every week, so I hope you'll tune in and subscribe to my Comedy Matters TV channel. This week, well, it's always a fun column, but this week there's a lot of cool stories. Mike Bocchetti, the beloved sidekick of Artie Lang for a long time on Artie's show, had a heart attack this week, and it was a crazy story. Fortunately, he's okay. He was leaving the Anthony Cumia studios after doing the Creepy show, and all of a sudden he had this burning pain in his chest, and he said he was afraid to tell anybody because he didn't want anyone to think he was homeless. So he finally dialed 911, and he told me that he laid down on a concrete planter in New York City. They have these big planters all over, and he laid down on that, which I didn't want to tell him, but that probably made him look even more homeless. And he laid there until the ambulance came. They took him to the hospital. They took him right into the emergency room, realized he was having a heart attack, and put in a stent and opened up the blocked artery. And he seems to be fine. He's home already. He's on the mend, and he's doing great. He's in the stent club. I had a heart attack a year ago, which is a crazy story that I'll tell you about another time. Nick DiPaolo was the subject of an unmasked interview this past week with Ron Bennington from the Bennington Show on Sirius XM. And they did it at The Stand in New York City, a great comedy club. The Unmasked interviews are a series of in-depth interviews that Ron does with very famous comedians. He's got about 150 of them so far, and it's always a great time. Nick was not prepared for how funny Ron was, because a lot of people don't know that Ron used to own his own comedy club, and he was a stand-up comic as well. So he's been hosting shows at The Stand for a while now, starting a little bit before New Year's Eve, because he was there on New Year's Eve, and he's at the top of his comedy game, and he and Nick bounced off each other. You got to check that out. It's on Sirius XM, Unmasked with Nick DiPaolo. Jeff Singer's in town from the Just for Laughs Festival, auditioning people to come up for this summer's festival. He was at The Stand, he was at New York Comedy Club, The Creek and the Cave out in Astoria, and finished 2 shows at Stand Up New York, where, as I said, he was looking for new talent for this summer's Just for Laughs Festival in Montreal. And then I got to talk to Jermaine Fowler, who's the star of the new CBS sitcom Superior Donuts. Now, I've known Jermaine since he started at the comic strip years and years ago, when I was hosting their late night show. Jermaine would come in, and even when he was new, everybody knew he was going to do big things because he's just a funny dude. And now he's on that show with Judd Hirsch, and he's killing it. It's a new show, but he's really just amazing. You have to check it out. It's on CBS. And during the show, another comedian came on as a dancing donut. And who did it turn out to be? Rel Battle, which I think is so interesting. His real name is Battle, and he was one of the creators of Roast Battle, that is now on Comedy Central with Jeffrey Ross. How crazy is that, right? Joe Matarese was headlining at Gotham Comedy Club this week. He's got a new special on CISO called Medicated, about all the medications that he has to take to stay balanced. And it's really funny because he told me the story that he used to get fired a lot from comedy clubs because of his anger. He would get very angry at the audience. And so for the past 7 years or so, he's been on antidepressants, and he says that really changed him. He also has ADD and OCD and gets confused a lot. During the middle of his act, he forgot where he was. He had to take out his set list, but he did it in a very charming way. And after our chat was over, I reminded him of a time when I was at the Soho House and he was performing, and I guess this was before he took his meds, and he got so angry at the audience, he started berating them and yelling at them, and he got so angry that he stormed off the stage. And he said to me, "I can't believe that you were there for that." And he said to me, you know, it just proves that you never know who's in the audience, so you always have to be careful. And the last story, well, not actually the last story, I have more. Jerrod Carmichael has got an HBO special coming up on March 11th. And anybody who knows my column knows that I always try to put out very positive stuff. That's my goal, is to put positive energy out to the universe. If someone has a bad set, I don't write about it because I respect everybody that goes on stage. As a performer myself, I know how hard it is to go out on stage. But when I went to see Jerrod's taping, it was very unusual. There was a lot of stuff that I didn't expect. And it was the second taping of the night, and it didn't go as smoothly as I heard the first taping went. And I wrote about it, that it was a strange and unusual taping. Well, I heard that they were able to put together a really great special, that it's coming out on March 11th. My friend Inman Young, who produced The Kroll Show, is one of the producers on this HBO special, and I'm really looking forward to seeing it. I saw the trailer, and it looks really funny. So make sure to check that out. And last but not least, Francesca is in town, the YouTube star. She came to town to shoot a new video. I have the honor of creating Lauren's very first video that she did for YouTube. It was I created a character for her called Besame Mucho, the greatest kisser in the world. And we shot it, it was funny, it went viral, and she's got millions of views. She has 1.5 million followers on Facebook. Her videos have maybe 2 billion views altogether. She's in the Key of Awesome videos, very often playing Lady Gaga. She's hilarious. So she came to town. We shot a new Besame Mucho video, and the next day we went to the set of Dan Fogler's shoot. Dan Fogler is the Tony Award winner. He's in the new Harry Potter movie, Fantastic Beasts. If you see him, you'll know exactly who he is. He's won a Drama Desk Award, Theatre World Award. He's a multi-award winning performer, and he's shooting a new pilot called Wormhole. And so I went to the set, and I wound up being in it. They put a pair of wings on me and a pair of goggles, which was cool because it didn't mess up my hair. And they are hoping that it'll be for Comedy Central. So you got to check that out. There's some funny pictures of me with wings. I actually like the look, and I may hold on to that. I could just picture going around with a pair of wings and goggles. Perfect for me. Okay, so in the description of this video, you'll actually see the link to this column, so you can go check it out, because there's even more information in the column. But I've been doing this because a lot of people have been asking me to do it, and it looks like it's going to be fun. So I hope you guys agree. And sometimes I'm going to have fun people in the video with me. People from the column, and pretty girls too. So if you don't mind pretty girls, keep tuning in. Boom. Hey guys, thanks for watching Comedy Matters TV. To check out some of our other videos, click on the boxes on either side of me. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Not just for me, but for my parents.